Why do I smell smoke?
The arrest of a CAL FIRE firefighter, the 38-year-old man from Healdsburg, suspected of setting a string of arson fires over the last 6 weeks.
ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard spoke to local firefighters and the suspect's estranged wife about the arrest.
I'm still processing this, but yeah, he's not here. He doesn't live here, nor has he.
The estranged wife of a 38-year-old CAL FIRE apparatus engineer wants to stay anonymous, but says she's speechless about her husband's arrest for felony arson. ABC 7 News is not identifying the firefighter until he's been officially charged. Here's a Facebook post of him wearing CAL FIRE gear.
And his face and earlobes are missing.
I don't think anyone will have any idea that this had been happening.
You sound like you're in shock about this.
I'm 100% in shock.
CAL FIRE officers arrested the suspect Friday morning at the Howard Forest Fire Station in Willits. The department suspects him of causing 5 brush fires in Sonoma County this summer while he was off duty.
And you need a hobby like mine. I got a hobby.
Including the Alexander Fire on August 15th, the Windsor River Road Fire on September 8th, the Geysers Fire on September 12th, and the Geyser and Kinley Fires on September 14th. CAL FIRE says all 5 brush fires burned less than an acre of wildland due to the quick action of residents and firefighters. CAL FIRE's director says, "I am appalled to learn one of our employees would violate the public's trust and attempt to tarnish the tireless work of the 12,000 women and men of CAL FIRE." Tyler says information from the public helped make the arrest.
Well, that's a relief.
I don't mean to laugh, but I thought that the fires were only from global warming. What is this?
Well, it's a hot match. See, global warming causes people to strike matches and they get hotter than normal. And so when they drop those matches because they're too hot, they cause fires. So it is, I mean, everything's global warming. The cost of food,
right?
The cost of energy, the cost of the air we breathe is because of global warming. I'm not sure. I think they canceled Seinfeld 20, 30 years ago because of global warming.
Well, and I don't mean to laugh because I got to be honest, Terry, a lot of these stories are serious and people even die from these. So it's not funny, but out of all the shows we do and all the information and training and education we give for leaving California, I got to be honest, these are the most fun. And California makes it easy for it to be fun. By the way, guys, for those of you that are watching our show and you're really enjoying our news segments, we have a surprise for you. So make sure you stick around to the end today because I've got a special surprise. But what else do you want to add, Terry? These have been a lot of fun.
I remember 20 years ago, I was in Mariposa, California, which is the county where Yosemite is located. And the gentleman Mariposa is a beautiful little town. I was standing there with a gentleman who had lived there, was building a youth camp for children in the area. And he said, "Terry, you see that whole mountainside? It's, you could tell it had been burned, not recently, but there were no tall trees on it." He said, "Yeah, about 10 years ago, a CAL FIRE employee wanted to make more money. So he was setting fires around the whole area." So you just can't win. You can't win. Granted, they blame global warming. They don't blame the fact that they don't clear the forests anymore. The timber industry's gone. I can remember 30 years ago driving around the back fire roads. There were timber trucks pulling timber out of California nonstop. They were always driving timber trucks through there because they were clearing the brush away, clearing the forest away so that it would help prevent forest fires. They said, "Oh, we're ruining the planet. Mother Earth, it hurts every time we cut a tree down." So they stopped all that noise, which creates these massive fires because there's so much fuel for these fires. And then now we've got someone who needed the money, needed the overtime. So he was trying to set fires so that he would have plenty of work. I tell you, I just feel so bad for people in California. But if you like this, please stay. Please stay if you're happy with all of that happening.
Too much crime, too little protection for employees. That is the main reason that a San Francisco neighborhood market owner says he is closing his doors after 35 years in business.
But there's a lot more to it than just that.
Here's NBC Barria's Sergio Quintana with more.
For some longtime customers of the Bayside Market, seeing a letter taped to their front doors announcing the market is closing was a bummer.
We're disappointed to learn that our lovely neighborhood store was closing down, and obviously it's been a central part of the community.
What are you going to do for your morning routine now?
Ah, man. I think I'm gonna have to buy like a coffee maker, then just make my own sandwiches at home. You know, I have to like walk pretty far to get it like anywhere else, so
The owner of the market isn't happy about it either. What does it feel like to have made the decision that you have to leave this space?
It sucks. I mean, this is my livelihood.
David Pasusic says the cost of running any small business continues to rise by thousands of dollars between the rising price of inventory, insurance, and his monthly PG&E bill. But the safety of his employees and the often violent responses they get when they regularly catch shoplifters is the main reason why he's closing up shop.
Some of them refuse to give it back, fight us, try to fight us, and or they say, well, go ahead and call the police. I'll wait for the police to show up. And they laugh in your face because they know they're not going to show up.
What are you going to do about it?
Along with the harassment and violence, he says he's also had to resort to boarding up his windows at closing time because of repeated break-ins. And for those reasons, the Bayside Market will close as of Friday. David Pasusic says he blames some of the problems he's been seeing on policy leaders at City Hall.
Me? How can you blame me?
He's had employees attacked. I think most of this, if not all of it, comes back to just a level of public drug use that we've got to get our arms around, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on.
District 6 Supervisor Matt Dorsey says he hopes to convince Pasusic to return when public safety improves.
How about when hell freezes over? That do for you?
Whew. This seems to be like a recurring theme. And I mean, I don't know how many people are getting hurt, businesses are getting hurt, but is this just a story that we're just going to continue to see over and over again, Terry?
Well, David, unfortunately, the reason we're doing this is because we have an endless supply of stories like this between homelessness, crime, illegal immigration, the poor government. You know, the governments in California, whether it's state and local, are just ridiculous. They don't enforce the laws. They don't make the public safe. It's interesting. They're the first to come out and tell you, sorry, Mr. Taxpayer, we know you pay half your income for taxes, but you don't pay your fair share. And oh, by the way, we're going to let crime and homelessness just run unabated. And it's unfortunate. Why do you think upwards of 1 million people have left California in the last 3 or 4 years? I don't think it's going to stop. I think until the voters get tired of it and vote differently, I don't think it's going to stop. And I don't know if the voters are going to change their mind. I don't know why they are okay with all this stuff happening.
Well, I thought the interesting part was when they said, when things get better, we'll call you and we hope that you'll return.
Oh, yeah, better. Yeah, wink, wink, better. Yeah, sure, they'll get better.
For all of our hundreds of people that leave every month out of California and our 300,000 members, once they leave California and they're welcome to America and they have no regulations, small taxation, not a lot of oversight. Can you imagine them getting that phone call and they're saying, hey, we fixed it. Can you come back? What would that be like for these people?
It's interesting. I've been saying this for a long time. Even if they turned around tomorrow and changed everything, they would still have to fight the liberal courts in California, because every time there's, a homeless guy goes in with poop in his pants into a library, some attorney goes to a judge and says, hey, this guy has every right to have poop in his pants in the library. And the judge goes, you know what? You're absolutely right. So it's just, it's like turning the Titanic with a spoon. It's just going to take forever to turn that around. And I'm really interested to see how things go this next election, because I mean, they put Newsom back in office. They said, oh my gosh, he's just the best thing since sliced bread. And look how he's destroying that state. So I don't know. I don't get it, but we'll be here. We'll be here for people to keep showing them the lunacy of things happening in California and why you should be thankful you don't live there. Or if you do live there and you're not happy with it, we can help you get the heck out of there and figure out a better place to live, because I assure you there are much better places to live for those of us who've left.
Terry, real quick, give them a quick one that you tell everybody. If somebody wants to leave, what's the first step? What do they got to do?
Well, they need to join our Facebook groups, Leaving California and Life After California, and then they can reach out to you or me, David, and we can help them start the process, and we can help them figure out where to move. And we have a lot of new tools coming very soon that will help people find the best place to live, where they can live a life of freedom.
What a perfect segue into the surprise, Terry. Are you ready for the surprise?
I'm ready.
This is really cool because we just completed our Leaving California handbook. And actually, These are $20, but we're not going to charge you because we feel that bad and we are wanting to give. So all you need to do is either reach out to Terry or reach out to me. This is about a 60-page handbook that goes through all of the aspects, some things you may not have thought about leaving California. So if you want this, surprise, we're going to send this to you at no charge. We'll probably just send you the PDF version. If you want the hardcover, we'll figure it out. But anyway, I hope you guys like this. And if you're thinking about leaving, this is a must read for you. Terry, what else you got to say in closing?
I was going to say that they can, David, we'll put your email address in the chat and people can reach out to you and request a copy via email of that PDF.
Sounds great. Well, everybody hang in there. If you're going to stay, then hang in there and do the best you can. But if you want to leave, you know who to call. Thanks. Bye-bye.